Hey Texas, this is Jennifer, a real estate agent serving the amazing people of the Tyler metro area. And I'm super excited to talk to you guys today about how to purchase your first property. So there's no denying the fact that buyers are younger these days. So when it comes to buying their first home, they're completely lost. So I wanted to give just a few helpful tips to make the purchasing process just a little easier. So the first question you want to ask yourself is, what are your goals? 1 to 3 year goals. Where do you see yourself? Are you by yourself and you're going to stay by yourself for a while? Are you looking to get married and expand your family that way? Are you married and you and your spouse are looking to start having children and expand your family more? Are you an empty nester and you need to downsize now? Where do you see yourself in 1 to 3 years from now? So knowing where you need to be and what size home you need to be in, the next question needs to be, what size down payment do you need to start working on building? So coming up with a down payment is probably everyone's biggest fear when looking to buy a home. And it doesn't have to be. There are so many loan programs and products that are available to home buyers, first-time home buyers especially. So talk to your lender about it. There are some programs where you could maybe get away with no down payment. There are some out there where you can get away with a 3.5% down payment, or maybe a 7, 10, and up to 20. I mean, you can put however much down that you want, as long as your loan program that you're looking for and qualifying for accepts it. So along with down payments, you also want to consider your closing costs. Those usually run somewhere between 2 and 5% of your purchase price. Along with that, you're going to want to consider your prepaid taxes, insurance, any kind of transfer fees for homeowner associations or condo fees, anything like that. Add those up as well, because that's going to add to your bottom line. So after you figure out what size home you need and you and your lender have your finances in order, then it's time to go tour property. When looking at homes, you're going to want to look past all of the seller's furniture and any personal belongings that they have still in the home. Of course, vacant homes are a lot easier to tour because it's easier to see yourself in them. So as you're walking through properties, of course you want to visualize yourself there, visualize your furniture, visualize your family in that home and in the neighborhood that it sits in. If your goal is to look for a home that you're going to be in for 10 or more years, you might want to consider talking to the neighbors and see how they like the neighborhood. As you're going through the home as well, you're going to want to look around and really take a peek at all of the finishings. You're going to want to see if there's any renovations that might be needed, any kind of small or large repairs that might need to be made as well. Because you're also going to want to consider the cost associated with any repairs. So after you find the one, it's time to put in an offer. There's a few things to consider when putting in an offer. First of all, you probably don't want to wait. If it's one that you really, really like and that's going to suit your family, you want to move on it. Because chances are, if you like it a lot, so will somebody else. When putting in your offer, you want to make sure to put your best foot forward. So bring your highest and best offer that reflects your value for that home. You don't always need to haggle on the price. Just make sure that you put your best foot forward and let the seller know that you're serious. After your offer is accepted, then you want to make sure that you do your property inspections. Those are important. You want to know everything there is to know about your next home. And if the inspection reveals anything that you didn't see at first, then you can go back to the seller and possibly negotiate. Then you're going to need a survey. A lot of times your seller will already have an existing survey, and that's awesome. If they don't, you're going to have to buy one or ask the seller to buy one. Then your lender is going to want to do an appraisal. Appraisals are nothing to be afraid of. That's just for the lender's purposes because they want to make sure that what they loan money on is worth it. Now, time is of the essence when purchasing property. So you want to make sure that you pay close attention to the deadlines that you put in your offer. Your agent is going to help you do that. So while you wait for appraisals to be done and surveys to be done, and you wait for the timeline of everything that's supposed to happen, then you get to close. You want to make sure that your agent is there at closing with you so that if you have any last minute questions, they're there to help answer them for you. Before closing though, you're going to want to do a final walkthrough. A lot of people waive this option, but don't. You want to make sure that everything is just as it should be before you get to the closing table. So after you close and the deal funds, and you are ready to go. You get the keys and you get to move in. So if you have any questions about anything I covered today, and you're looking to make a move, feel free to give me a call. Reach out on social media or call or text me at 903-360-9499. Thanks so much for joining me. I will see you in the next video.